What's up, J Fusion fans, and welcome back to another superhero time review. Now, I usually record these videos earlier, like after watching superhero time, but uh, today's been quite busy. So, anyways, I'm sorry for being a bit late. But while I still have the motivation to make the video, I decided to record it. So anyways, before we continue on, I would like to remind everyone that this video is not intended for viewers under the age of 13. And just in case, I'm going to put spoiler alerts, though I won't try to say anything that's too important to the plot. So anyways, let's move on with the show. So we're talking about Kamen Rider Zero One episode 43 and Kiramager episode 19. So for Kamen Rider episode Zero One, well, the basic summary of today's episode is, well, it's still a continuation of the Arc Zero versus Horobi fight. So yeah, we do see Aruto transform into Arc 1 again. And of course, Horobi is still, well, he is still struggling with his emotions. Of course, a fight ensues, but what happens is we lose an important character again. So if you have seen the previews for the episode, you already know who it is, but I'm not gonna tell you, just in case anyone hasn't seen it. Well, of course, for their sake, I won't tell it as well. So, we do also see here uh, Bowser, Vulcan, and Valkyrie working together to stop uh, Aruto. So the three of them work together against Arc 1, but Bowser realizes something while fighting Arc 1. So what did he discover? Now, that's what you should see for yourselves. Now, in the previous episode, we are introduced to a new character. Again, he is the new Zaya president, or he's the new Zaya CEO, and his name is Williamson Yotagaki. Now, again, he is a mysterious character that's suddenly introduced to us, but what is his motivation? That's still the question that lingers in my mind. So, uh, but again, connecting from the previous episode, so maybe a spoilers for the previous episode rather than today's episode. Uh, he is revealed to have some kind of connection to Jin, so he is seen communicating with Jin, and his order is to destroy Horobi. Now, this has already happened in the previous episode again, so not much of a spoiler. Jin is well, he doesn't actually refuse downright, but he does say that no, Aruto is already Arc 1. Horobi is no longer uh, a suitable candidate to become Arc, you know? That was Jin's logic, but Williamson, well, he wanted to be sure, like, no, you still have to destroy Horobi. He's still a potential threat, whether he becomes Arc or not. So that's his deal, but again, we don't know why he wants to destroy Horobi, probably uh, other than the fact that he is still a potential threat. So hopefully we do learn more about it in the next few episodes. Of course, going into the finale of Kamen Rider Zero One, which probably is coming soon. Now, of course, we cannot talk about the arc without talking about Azul. Now, Azul, we do see her schemes here in action again. So, she devises a brand new plan, but may involve both Aruto and Horobi, and this is probably going to happen by episode 44. So, what is that plan? What is Azu doing? So that's another important plot that we have to see by the next episode. Now, again, because this is quite an emotionally charged episode, especially on the parts of Aruto and Horobi, uh, we do see another character lost in this battle, and we do lose another rider in a way. Who is it? Which rider is it? Now, that one, at least I can tell you that this rider is not really going to die. So, yeah. This character is not gonna die, but what's going to happen? Why did this rider, you know, lose the ability to transform? Guess who? So, anyways, for Kamen Rider 01 episode 43, I'm actually going to give this 4 out of 5. Now, because, well, I kind of felt that uh, they're jumping the shark a little bit, because the previous episode was so, you know, amazing, but in comparison to that, today's episode was okay, to say the least. It was good, but not as memorable as the previous one. So I'm giving it a lower score. Hopefully, we do maintain a high momentum moving forward, especially towards the end of Kamen Rider 01. So I'm hoping the show will pick up pace again, considering that it doesn't have much left before we move on to Saber. So, oh, and in this superhero time, by the way, just a side note, we do see the first television trailer for Kamen Rider Pretty Den. Oh, and I might talk about that soon. Of course, like just my thoughts, before the movie comes out, or I think it's already out, but I'm really not, uh, motivated enough to see the movie, especially like I'm not really sure if I should go outside and go to a movie theater to actually see it. I don't want to get sick. So, anyways, moving on to Kiramager episode 19. Now, uh, so we've already established Takamichi as a member of the group. So this is basically the first episode that is not going to center, you know, it's not going to revolve around Takamichi. So he's going to move to the side for today. And what's interesting about today's Kinamator episode, while this looks like a judo focused episode, surprisingly, the focus of today's episode is actually the Kiname stones. Although probably mostly fire, but today's episode is going to be amazing. So, in summary, now probably a bit of spoilers here. So the today's Jamenshi has the ability to mix the characters or mixed personalities of anyone that gets hit with his laser. If you probably watched, I think, Gokaiger episode 24, I think. So basically, the episode where Gokai Yellow and Gokai Green switch bodies. It's that kind of episode. So today is kind of a body switching episode. And what happens is, okay, so again, probably spoiler territory, but I think I'm gonna risk it for this one. So, the Kirame stones exchange bodies with their partner Kiramagers. So, what happens next is going to be amazing. Now, another plot point of this episode is a kid. So, I've mentioned earlier that this is quite this is also somewhat a judo focused episode as well, because judo interacts with this kid, and this kid named Takeshi seems to have a problem. So how is judo going to help Takeshi with his problem? Now, this one I'm not going to tell you, but in in a way it's an amazing episode in terms of that. So how judo helps this kid, well, you have to see it for yourselves. And the what's really taken me by surprise is, again, the interaction between each Kiramager and their respective Kirame stone. So, like I've said earlier, they've switched bodies, so we do see the Kiramagers, or rather the Kirame stones, fight as the Kiramagers. So there's going to be a lot of weird moments, considering the Kirame stones. So how they fight, how it's gonna look like. So that's uh, one thing for you guys to see. Now, this one is less of a plot related comment, but rather on the production side of things. Now, looking at the scenes, especially particularly the fight scenes closer, I've seen the handles of the prop weapons in shambles. So, like for example, the Kiname shot, there's been a lot of close-up scenes with those. Like, I've seen the handles yellowed out already, which I definitely know they were originally white, but they have yellowed with age and they seem to be coming apart. Like, you can see that the props are old, overused, and basically broken. So, maybe, the production team, especially the props team, maybe you could do something about that. And maybe you could try to fix that or make new props at least. I mean, come on. Like, those shots took a few seconds of focus, and you can clearly see that the props are already damaged. So, yeah. Like, I don't know, but there should be a bit more class about that. So, that's really bad in my opinion. But the story, though, great. So, for today's Kiramager, yeah, my only issue is with the props. The story is great, I tell you. So, because the Kirame Stones did such a good job, I'm giving Kiramager a 5 out of 5. Again, well, okay, so scratch that, sorry. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5 because of the props. Yes, they have been focused for only a few seconds, but those few seconds were the longest few seconds I've ever seen. Yeah, like, give it, like, about 2 seconds per shot, but you can clearly freeze the frames and see that the props are just in very bad condition. So I just felt sorry for the props just by seeing them like that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget the notification bell so you get the latest from JE Fusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you on the next Superhero Time review. Bye!